Lufenia, finally arriving to the global side of Dissidia Final Fantasy operaomnia. And with that, we are going to be getting brand new characters, new BTs, so on and so forth. And so what I wanted to do with this series, or mini series if you want to call it, because this specific type of video is only going to be a once every end of the month type of video where I talk about briefly some of the characters that are going to be coming out the following month for global, seeing as how we have that lovely convenience of foresight to kind of give a lot of global players specifically what to kind of tell which characters is good, what should they pull for, should I go for favorites, should I go for meta, should I go for this and that. What I'm going to be doing in these types of videos is I will briefly talk about the characters, but I will also talk about which characters that I am pulling for, because I have been playing JP for over a year now, and after so many countless stressful and annoying yet fun Lufenia fights, I can tell you that a lot of these characters, a lot of these upcoming characters are still used even today. Now, it may seem like it's not. Some people might just think like, oh, I'm gonna wait until this month to pull for this character. I'm gonna wait to that month because that character is like broken as all hell. It's not gonna be like that with the type of videos that I'm gonna be doing, because aside from these videos where I talk about which characters I will be doing separate videos on the newer characters kits if I did obtain their kits in the JP side, and I will do a somewhat of a mini showcase. I don't really call them showcases. I just call them shenanigans, because like my showcases are never perfect. I just kind of show off the character in a non-synergy event or a lost chapter event, and then I let people decide on whether or not they are good enough for them to pull, and so on and so forth. And I do, of course, talk about them a little bit. I don't go into details like some of the other DFFOO YouTubers do, which, you know, nothing against them. It's just not my thing. But I just want to kind of give a brief like overview statement on whether or not this character is good and how long I used them for, since I've been playing JP for over a year now, because I've been playing the Japanese version of DFFOO ever since the first initial release of Renoa. That's when I started playing JP DFFOO, because of how much I loved it. And I'm still playing both Global and JP DFFOO as of today. So let's go ahead and talk about quickly about some of the characters, or what is going to be happening to some of these characters, which characters are returning, lost chapters, so on and so forth. So we already know Lufenia is already coming. So with that, Act 2, Chapter 11, Part 2, Warrior of Light is going to be our next burst user. I sadly did not get his kit at the time, because during his initial release, I was actually taking a break from JP due to reasons that I cannot remember anymore. But what I can say is Warrior of Light, he is great for his event, for the initial release of the Lufenia difficulty when it comes to global. Outside of that, I have seen him use a little bit here and there, but I'm not going to say that he's bad, because he does get a great rework. His LD and his BT have some great effects that definitely keep your party alive. But aside from that, I can't really give too much details, because I've never really used the guy. Now, will I be pulling for him? I will be trying to get his LD, and if the BT wants to drop on the way there, I mean, I'll take it. But aside from that, though, I'm not gonna go too crazy on him, because like, one, I already have 9, and I know most people are gonna say, well, you know, Warrior of Light does this and that 9 doesn't have. Yeah, I understand that, but like, just because this character does this and that doesn't mean that I always need to have it, because seeing as how I didn't manage to get his kit when he first initially released, since I was taking, I guess, like a mini break or whatever, you know, I've been doing just fine without him. I mean, like, yeah, he could have been convenient for a lot of the future Lufenia fights, events, so on and so forth, but I still managed to get around it. And that's one thing that I want to push into people's minds, like the mindset of thinking that you need every single character in that releases for whatever event, lost chapter, heretic, so on and so forth. Like, you really don't. there is plenty of characters you can use to be able to be fights like this. I mean, like the only time you may or may not have difficulty would be challenge quests, but aside from that, normal events where you can use any character, depending on, of course, the Lufenia orbit and whatnot, you know, you can make it work. You really can make it work. And if you can't make it work, it is what it is. So, I mean, I've taken my L's before, and, you know, do I get upset about it? Do I get bummed out about it? Yeah, but I still keep playing because I enjoy the game. So, Warrior of Light, he is a good pickup if you didn't pick up 9. But I won't say if you should pull for him or not. You can easily look it up on like dissidiaoperaomnia to see what his LD and BT, or you could just wait on other DFFOO YouTubers to kind of give like the in-depth on the characters themselves. Let's see. Laguna and Thancred, they also get the EX Plus, and they also get a rework as well. I'm not too familiar with the kit, so I can't really say for sure what it is that is going to be happening with them, so we're just going to go ahead and skip that. 8th Lost Chapter will be the first Lost Chapter to have the high armor token, so that you can get the high armors for your characters, which high armors for characters starting off with 8 or Warrior of Light, either or, they all give different effects to each character. They might be effects where they give it to themselves, or they might give off some effects where they give it to the party. You never know. I don't remember 8 off the top of my head because like I don't have the greatest memory. But aside from that though, 8, he does get his LD. His evasion, if I remember correctly, he does get lock from his LD. I could be wrong on that. Forgive me. I'm not perfect. I'm human. Deal with it. So, aside from that, though, I mean, 8, actually, I have seen 8 being used in a lot of other Lufenias. Some Lufenias where, like, say they gain a bunch of Brave, like, and all of a sudden they attack. 8 is actually a perfect unit to be used. So 8 has been used in a couple of Lufenias, but as of late, I have not seen him being used too often. But you know, that's of course because like the whole like power meta and whatnot is always changing here and there, but it is what it is. It's gacha game. You know, it's gonna happen. But aside from that though, I mean like 8, he's a good character. I'm going to try my best to get his LD because when I tried chasing his LD in the past, it would not drop for the life of me. So I will go for his LD because I believe I have his EX on Global. I do have his EX on Global. So I will be picking up his LD. I think it is a great investment with that 100% evasion. And the LD just adds more longevity to his kit. Now, the other character that I will be pulling for myself, and I will 1000% be pulling for, is going to be Type 0's Kurasame. Kurasame is an ice-based unit. He provides some amazing party auras. He also does. He also has follow-up attacks with his EX ability, and like overall though, he is a great unit to have if you want somebody to provide you with some strong party buffs. I would highly recommend you pick up Kurasame. His Lufenia fight is not that hard. I believe you just have to do ice type damage, but aside from that, that Lufenia fight was extremely easy with Kurasame. Outside of that, you'd have to use like other ice units to get around that, but you know, other than that though, it wasn't that bad of a fight in my opinion. But Kurasame, I will be doing a showcase because I do have his entire kit. He has not received his level 80 yet, so it gives me a good opportunity to be able to do a decent showcase on him in a non-synergy type fight. So expect that within like say the next like week or so. But Kurasame, in my opinion, I would recommend pulling for him. He is very useful in team composition. So afterwards, we should be getting summon boards because we are finally getting our last summon board grinding, which is going to be Bahamut. And with Bahamut, we get the release of Kuja's LD and BT. I could care less about Kuja's BT, but his LD is very, very powerful. I would highly recommend you pick that up because one, he is great in farming, especially with the Bahamut and any future farming that you need to do, because that LD is very strong at the time of its release. I myself have used it even up till now. Kuja did get a level 80 call as well, so I mean being able to use that to enchant and Impel, and again, I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. I'm human. He has his uses even up till now. But Kuja, in his initial release, he is a good character. He is a strong character. His LD, especially his LD, is a very, very good rework that dishes out a lot of HP damage. Like the average amount of damage he does with his LD, if you have the right setup, easily over 300k. So if that doesn't give me an idea as to why you should pull for that, at least the LD, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. So that is it for Kuja, and of course, you know, with Summonboard grindings, tickets, gems, all the lovely goodies that we get to have. Aside from that, we also have another lost chapter for next month, which is going to be Gao. Gao, I don't know why people hate on Gao so much. Gao is awesome. He heals, he enchants, he impels. He's awesome. I really liked using Gao. Gao is fun to use, and Gao has actually saved my butt in a story Lufenia, and he was my MVP of that fight, and that was months later. So, like, if you need a character that impels with, that does earth damage, I would pick up Gao, because there is a future unit that does have the earth enchant / impel, but between both that unit and Gao, I would go with Gao, because Gao, I feel like with those lovely like counters, follow-ups, and especially from his LD, whoo, that beautiful full AoE HP damage. Yeah, Gao is a beast. I don't know why people are so like negative towards Gao, but Gao is a very good character, and if you wanna, between Gao and the other Earth user / enchanter / whatever, I would personally go for Gao myself. Then we have the first Lufenia cheese, or possibly the only Lufenia cheese, which is going to be Gladio. Gladio, he is a legend. Gladio, even up till now, I still use him. Many months later, 6-7 months later, I still use Gladio. Gladio is amazing, and I know everybody's going to hype them up, and for good reasons, because Gladio, once you have him properly set up, he counters, he takes little to no damage, especially from his LD, and there will be a character later on that will extend his LD duration, not the uses, but the frame buff that he gives himself to let you know that the LD effect is still going on. But every time that somebody attacks anybody from your party, as long as you have everything set up correctly, Gladio will take the hit from them. Usually will be little to no damage at all, and then Gladio will counter with splash damage on it, and also provide Brave back to the party. So Gladio, one of the best tanks out there. He does good damage. He is a extremely good unit, and again, he is like the Lufenia cheeses of Lufenia. He is a very good character. Do not skip on Gladio. Unless you want to give yourself a challenge in future Lufenias, that's all on you, but in my opinion, I would not skip the man. He is a legend. So, again, I will be doing these videos toward the end of each month, at least before the community live streams for Global, and if I do have the character and their kits, which Gladio's kits I do have, so I will be doing a showcase on him as well, but if I do have their kits, I will do a showcase, you know, to kind of give you guys an idea, of course, in a non-synergy event, where as to whether or not you should pull or not. And again, I will not tell you to pull. I will not tell you, like, you need to pull for this character. I'm just letting you know, based off of my experience and how good the character is, that if he's worth your precious gems and or tickets. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If there is any feedback you guys would like to give me, let me know in the comment section below. Other than that though, guys, I hope to see you guys maybe in some future Twitch streams and whatnot. All the links down will be in the description below. Discord server, Twitter, whatever it is that you're looking for. And then of course, if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below, and I will reply to them as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys in my next Dissidiaoperaomnia video.